Well, guys, we got some news to break to you. Some of you guys have already caught wind of this, but our boy Wyatt is leaving us. And about 2 weeks left-ish.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. Yeah, right around 2. Yeah, man. It's
He's getting all choked up over here, dude.
now if I can clear my throat. Yeah, man, we got about 2 weeks left. You know, just looking to do some things on my own, change pace of life, and explore some different things that I want to do. And unfortunately, Florida's just no longer the place to do them for me. So, not only am I leaving Boosted Boys, I am leaving Florida.
Yeah, he's going far.
Yep, literally as far away from here as I can, and still being in the United States.
Yeah, going all the way to Alaska.
Yeah.
I think he really got fed up of living in the shed for these last 4 or 5 years, and
yeah,
it's time to upgrade him.
Yep. But, so mainly the heat, man. Can't stand the freaking heat here in Florida. You can only get so naked.
Yeah, I mean, Wyatt's been telling me since the first year he came here, like,
yeah,
he can only do Florida for so long.
It's tough, dude. Freaking sweating 9 to 5.
Try to get the AC in here, but
yeah, it helps.
It's still pretty rough. If you ain't about the Florida life, it'll get you.
So yeah, man, I'm excited though. It's a big opportunity for me, and Kyle's got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So I hope he does really well. But parting ways, man. It's been a long 4 years, good 4 years.
I think it's almost closer to 5 now.
4.5. In November, it would be 5 years.
Yeah, so like 4.5 years.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah.
So
Wyatt definitely elevated everything I had going on, and I really appreciate everything he's helped me achieve, because I couldn't have done it without him. And you know, I wish him the best, and I know he's going to do well because the dude's very talented, and he's only gotten better since he started here. I mean, in the last 4 years, like, he's really, I mean, building all the harnesses, your fab skills have improved immensely, just everything. So I know wherever he will go, he will do well. I appreciate that he came down here, gave me a chance, and we got to do a lot of cool stuff together.
We did, man. A lot of memories made, a lot of cool projects. So yeah, pretty wild.
And I'm sure we'll still see you sometime in the future, and
we'll be back.
Remain good friends and go from there. And maybe we'll visit you in Alaska sometime. That'd be pretty cool.
Be pretty sweet, man.
But
come freeze up in Alaska.
Yeah, whenever you get whenever you get sick of the cold, you can come down here for a little bit.
Thaw out in the wintertime and come visit Florida. So be prime racing weather.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be the last time we see him forever, but we are parting ways. So he's gonna be here for the next couple weeks. Probably be kind of more behind the scenes as he kind of gets packed up and ready to go, and that's gonna do it.
That's all it is, man.
We're gonna try to get as far as we can on the 2J Civic while I still have him here. That was the one thing I wanted to get done because it's a very gnarly car, but we'll see how much we can get knocked out on it, and that's gonna be that.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll film like one final thing when he's kind of going, but had to break the news to you guys at some point because this has been in the works for a few months now.
Yeah. And
I got some big changes coming up as well.
So yeah, a lot of change, man. But I think it's for the best. So
yeah.
Right on.
All right, guys, UPS just dropped this package off. It's probably one of the most exciting things that we got going on the 2JZ Civic here. I'm very excited about what's in this box. As you can see, we got some Fuel Tech tape holding this thing together. And inside this box right here is the new ECU for the 2J Civic. This is Fuel Tech's latest and greatest computer. We've been waiting for this thing to come out for well over like a year and a half now, and I was really excited to get one of these on the 2J Civic. I was holding out, and we finally got our hands on one, and we're ready to open this thing up. We also got a couple other things from Fuel Tech for the Civic, but I'm really excited about the computer in here. Looks like we got some vacuum hose. We got a lot of wiring components that we are going to need to get everything wired up. These 6 boxes right here are our injectors, one for each cylinder on the 2JZ. And right here is our new unit. Check that out, boys. The FT700. Oh, no way, dude.
It's the big boy, ain't it?
No, it's not the big boy. But
oh, did they didn't.
It's in the backpack.
Dude, that thing is so sick.
Dude, so when you get, we didn't get the Founders Edition, did we? Are they just?
I don't know. According to them, you could only get the backpack with the Founders Edition. So
dude, I don't know what's going on. Maybe they gave us a little surprise.
Maybe when I was sweet talking Anderson over there about how cool the backpacks were.
Dude, this backpack is sick. So yeah, they had the Founders Edition, which just went out to the first people that pre-ordered the 700. And I thought that was an exclusive. Like I said, maybe they had a couple extra backpacks left over, but we were almost more pumped about the backpacks than the computer itself. That is sick, dude.
So cool.
It even has a lock on it. Make sure no one steals your stuff. Freaking USB port on the side.
Damn.
Charge your phone. That's
big
pretty
fancy.
Sick. It's just too fancy. Even the zippers have their own little. Oh, you have to unlock it. You have to like slide this down.
That way.
Probably got a code on the box, maybe.
Oh my gosh. Can't even get our computer out of this thing.
Oh, you know what? I bet the code's 700. No, not 700.
They really dropped the ball on that one.
Yep.
They could have done a
Unless
cool
it-
marketing
yeah.
thing right there to make it 700 for the default code. 000 unlock, sir. Like Wyatt said, they probably should have made it 700. It would have been fitting, but all right. That's cool though. The zippers lock into the backpack. And this is her, boys. Just like when we showed you guys the first Fuel Tech we ever got on the MR2. Take off that nice fancy cover. And we got the latest from Fuel Tech, the FT700 computer here. This is one bad unit. So we went with the standard size. They also have an FT700 Plus, and it's massive. It's like a huge LCD screen. I wanted the smaller, more compact one, so this is just the standard version here. It is a bigger screen than the 550 and 600 by quite a bit, and this thing just has all the latest and greatest hardware. I mean, they've been developing this thing for years, and I'm just excited to get our hands on this thing finally. I mean, it has so many features that we'll talk about as we go, but I mean, dude, look at all these extra plugins on the back. GPS, USB-C plug, map sensor right there. And yeah, you can do a lot with this unit. We're pretty excited, but this is what we are going to have going into the 2JZ Civic, and we'll have to get familiar with the new Fuel Tech software as well. So this doesn't even run with the existing software. It's a whole new program. It's completely laid out differently. So tons of new stuff to learn, but excited to try the newest ECU from Fuel Tech. So as you guys know, we got a fuel cell made up for the back of the 2J Civic. This will be our pump gas tank for when we are driving down the road, but we need something to hold our race gas. And this is something that we've been trying to figure out how to do for quite some time, but we have a solution here. We just don't have the best place to put it where we originally planned, which was going to be way up in the front bumper. So we actually decided to go up under the intake manifold, and Wyatt just got this guy knocked out, and it is a custom 3-gallon cell for the 2J Civic here, and this is going to be holding our methanol. And you want to explain the let them see that cutout real quick.
Yeah, so we are working with pretty limited room kind of up here in the front corner of the car, and I wanted to get this thing tucked into this in the frame rails so that if anything were to happen to the car, it would be out of harm's way as much as we could. And unfortunately, we ran into the steering column, so we went ahead and put this little cutout in here. It was actually pretty cool doing this on Fusion. This entire thing is just 2 halves of aluminum all folded together with the cutout already in there, thanks to being able to CAD model it. So super simple setup.
Yeah, and then you just took a intercooler pipe, essentially cut that in half, and
yeah, grafted it right in there. So made a perfect little clearance for our steering rack. And if you want to shove that column back in there, we can put this in place. This guy can come in here. It just kind of goes right up front like that.
I got the fill neck that mounts right there.
Yeah.
And that will be our methanol tank
Yeah,
for the 2J Civic.
As you can see, we got nice little clearance all the way around our steering column there. And yeah, came out to right about 3 gallons, so should be plenty of methanol. We got our rollover valve in there, and we're waiting on the fuel pump and stuff to do the return. But otherwise, should work pretty good.
Yeah, and we try to get it as far forward as possible as well, because also we do know that the firewall's right here, and we were also talking about adding some heat shield material along the firewall, since it is going to be on the driver's side with me in the incident something does happen. We wanted to try to get it up in one of the front corners like a typical race car, or a lot of the guys even have it right here in the center, but we just don't really have any good spot to put it. So we came up with right there, which would be the best option for the space we're working with.
Yep, so fits in there pretty good and should work well. We'll have a little fire nozzle on it too with our fire suppression system, so won't have to worry about that at all either. So
Yeah, that came out pretty good. So then we just got to get some lines ran, get our injectors, and fuel system will be just about together. All right, guys, so it's my turn to do something on the 2JZ Civic here. Right now, we're gonna work on the exhaust. So if you guys look right here, we got some material. We got some 3.5-inch stainless tubing, and I saw a lot of comments. Some of you guys wanted to see some titanium, but this might be a temporary exhaust. We might go to 4-inch in the future, just in case we make some more power, but this 3.5-inch stainless here should be plenty for what we're trying to make power-wise. We also got some 2-inch right here and a flex joint for the wastegate. So if you guys look down here, we got our Turbo Smart gate on there, as you guys saw, and we're just gonna do a 2-inch off of that guy with a flex joint, and that's gonna tie into our exhaust that is going to 90 off the turbo. And I've decided to go right here out of the fender. So you can see this kind of outline I got with the teardrop. I was actually gonna ask you guys what you thought I should do, but this is where I have my mind set. So as you can see, I got the fender on, got the carbon fiber door along with the front bumper. I got the whole side of the car put together here because I wanted to make sure this fender gap was good before I cut this hole in case it had to move and then the exhaust was way off. But these were the carbon fiber doors that were on the hatch, and I took them off because I knew at some point we were gonna need them for the 2JZ Civic here. So this is the old fender that came with the car, and it already had a hole cut down here at the bottom of the fender. We were originally going to use this, but I changed my mind. This would have been cool just to come out straight right here, or I was also thinking of like doing like an angled back bullhorn like a lot of guys do. But I was dead set for a while on doing a hood exit on this thing. You guys know the hatch has a hood exit, the Prelude has a hood exit. The main reason, other than I love to see fireballs coming out of my hood for the hood exit, is that there actually is some purpose to it. What's really nice about the hatch or even the Prelude is like if it's starting to lift a head, melt a piston, or something's starting to let go in the engine, the exhaust coming out of the hood is a visual indicator like, yo, something's wrong. I start seeing some smoke, like I can let up before something catastrophic happens. I've saved the hatch multiple times that way. And you guys have seen like in the MR2, everything's behind me. I don't know what's going on back there. So when it's blowing up the valve cover, burning for whatever reason, smoking like crazy, I just stay in it unless I hear something like actually explode or a cylinder's down a hole. And that is something that I would like to have on the 2J Civic. So I was like, let's just do a hood exit. I'll be able to see if it's smoking or anything like that. And at the same time, I was also like, it would be nice to not have to cut up the hood when we put it all together, because it would just look so clean, I think, with a nice uncut hood. Plus the fender's a lot easier to replace or change up if I do change the exhaust in the future. So I kind of met in the middle here, boys. So we're gonna go right here where this fender kind of does a 45, and we're gonna cut out that hole right there and do like a nice teardrop exit right here. And I could have also bullhorned it like this and got the same, you know, results. I could still see it, do all that, which was an option, and it still could be. I don't know, but I want to try the teardrop. I think it will look clean just like right there, and this will be a pretty simple and easy exhaust to do. So if it needs to be redone, not a big deal. We can just get a new fender, try it again, but that's the route I want to try. And then maybe in the future we'll redo it bigger and in titanium, but I want to get this thing making some power and get it going. So we got some 3.5-inch stainless here. We're gonna go ahead, get to cutting, and get an exhaust made for this thing. All right, time to cut our hole in the fender. Here goes nothing. All right, guys, got her all finished up here. Everything is welded up, came out pretty sweet. Got the recirc right here for the Turbo Smart 50 mil E-gate with a little flex joint, and it comes out to a nice little teardrop that will come out of the fender. So it's been a while since I've welded up a exhaust, and still got it, boys. Came out pretty sick, so we'll go ahead, slap it on the car, and that's one less thing off the to-do list for the 2J Civic. All right, got the new exhaust on there. Came out pretty good, and this guy just made it to town.
Yes, sir.
Brent and Jamie are here because we are racing in the Freedom 500 tomorrow.
We are winning the Freedom 500.
We got a Sprinter van to win, dude.
We do.
Man, I really should practice more.
You're great, Dan.
I've been third once. I've been third.
You're good.
Anything's possible
We
out
just
there.
gotta stay out of trouble. That's all we have to do. I kind of want to start a van life channel.
Living out of the Sprinter van.
That's
funny.
parked in your backyard a lot.
But the exhaust turned out really nice.
Yeah, right out the fender there, dude.
This exhaust is funny. It was sitting on the table, and I was like, "Man, is this the band's exhaust?" Because
It does look like the Rowdyssey's exhaust, yeah.
Yeah, it looks so cool.
With the tie-in and everything. Another thing out of the way.
Yeah.
A lot left to do.
Yep.
And I just need to convince this guy to bring his S2000 down in.
Sure enough, I better.
And we'll have ourselves a race. Well, guys, that's going to about do it for this video. As you guys have probably noticed, since the beginning of this year up until now, the uploads have definitely been a little bit more inconsistent than they usually are, but I've been working on some other things behind the scenes that have taken up my priority over the channel. Got some big changes coming up for myself as well, because as you guys saw, we are going to be losing Wyatt here in a couple weeks, and that is going to be a big change because he's been a massive help, as you guys have seen, ever since he moved out here years ago to Florida. And on top of, you know, him leaving, it's going to kind of leave me in a spot where I'm on my own for a little bit. I made a post on Instagram a few weeks ago looking for some help, just to kind of help fill the void that he's going to kind of leave behind, because without him, my plate is already so full as it is, and without him, there's just no way I can keep up with everything I got going on. So I will be looking for help moving forward, and now that the news is out there, I will put it in this video as well. If you are interested, you know, here's the email, boostedboys2@gmail.com. I will be going through resumes if any of you guys are interested in possibly coming out to work with me and keep this thing going. I'm really looking for someone that is a Florida local. I'm staying in Florida, and I would be willing to move someone out of state, but I'm really going to put priority on people that live here first. That would be best case scenario. But I'll leave it at that for right now. I got some big changes. Some stuff is still getting finalized. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you later.